Happy October 10th, everyone, and welcome to the Midwest Horror Network's October 2020 special, where we discuss all of the Simpsons Treehouse of Horror episodes. I am the now Y2K compliant Brandon. With me, as always, are
Big Mark,
David,
American Zacko.
So yeah, as of this episode, we are now a third of the way through the currently existing Treehouse of Horror episodes.
number 10.
Yep, there are 30 out there. 31's coming later this year. Third of the way there. This is Treehouse of Horror 10 from season 11. Pretty short intro. We have Kang and Kodos coming in, and they're like hosting the Treehouse of Horror episode, and they're in front of like a live audience of various aliens and monsters, and they're trying to like host it like an Oscars host would, complete with bad jokes and laugh track, and whenever the laugh track goes, it just cuts the audience is like not amused whatsoever. And then they're doing their bad jokes, and then it cuts to the Simpson family on the couch, Lisa asking, what do aliens have to do with Halloween? But of course, we have Homer as the Jack-in-the-Box, we have Marge as the witch, we have Bart as the Fly Bart, Lisa has an axe in her head, and then strangely, even though we were watching in the original 4:3 aspect ratio, that shot was strangely cropped, and we should have been able to see the two-headed Santa's Little Helper Snowball 2 from the Fly versus Fly episode laying on the rug. You can just barely see the top of their head, but so yeah, I don't know what was going on with that version that we watched, but even though it was in the correct 4:3, it was still very zoomed in, and it was just for that shot.
Maybe Disney's meddling fucked it up.
Maybe.
most likely.
And then Maggie is, of course, the alien Maggie from the previous year's Treehouse of Horror. And she tells Lisa, silence, and zaps her away. And then we are done with the intro. Into our first segment, I Know What You Did, Iddly Did. Dave, Iddly David, tell us about this segment.
That's actually a great fucking title.
Go Diddly David!
Yeah, actually it is. Obviously it focuses on, Ned Flanders, so it's actually a really short segment, but, it wasn't terrible. I enjoyed this one a little bit. We start off with the Simpsons driving on a foggy road, full moon out. Marge realizes that Homer forgot to put the fog lights in, so she's got to pull over for safety reasons and run something over. They get out of the car to investigate and realize they ran over Ned Flanders, and he's dead.
Whoops.
And Homer's trying to make sure that he's really dead and keeps poking him in the eye with a stick.
Yeah, he's dead.
Yeah,
Pokes
he's
him in the
dead.
eyeball.
He's definitely dead.
So they're trying to
That's
plot.
not disgusting at all.
No, they're trying to plot and trying to figure out how to get rid of the body, essentially.
Because nobody would believe that a Simpson killed a Flanders by accident.
Realistically, if you put Homer, no one's going to believe Homer did it by accident.
No.
Anybody else, sure. Okay, well, Bart as well. But Marge, Maggie,
Well, you never know.
Lisa, they're not going to do it intentionally.
Well, I mean, Maggie did shoot a guy earlier in the series.
Yes,
Yeah,
she
but
did.
Maggie's Maggie.
And then she shot various other people later in the series.
Maggie's actually kind of evil.
Yeah.
She's probably the best character in The Simpsons.
She's a Stewie before Stewie was the thing.
Sure. So anyway, go on, David.
So one of Homer's plans to make it look like an accident is they're on the roof and Maud's out doing yard work or hanging up laundry. I don't know what she was doing.
Nice little weekend at Bernie's routine.
Yeah.
The most obvious of Weekend at Bernie's
Yeah.
routines.
Weekend Bernie's too.
But Maud was worried about Ned because he goes on these night foggy jogs or whatever.
Fog walks.
Fog walks or whatever. So they're on their Homer's roof, and he's technically speaking as Ned or whatever, and Maud's pie is done, so the oven rings. She turns around and Homer throws Ned off the roof and he lands on the doghouse.
And she misses it.
And she misses it. So that was probably the funniest part of the segment, I think. And then he goes and opens the door and acts like Ned had a heart attack and essentially throws him in the middle of the foyer and runs out, and Mott screams, and then we are at a funeral for Ned. And Homer speaks and does a speech for Ned because it's his best friend.
But he told his family, don't look too sad or else it'll look suspicious. They just walk in, big smiles.
Yeah, it's not creepy at all.
No. No, not suspicious at all.
No.
I'd imagine that's how most people would be looking at my funeral.
Man.
That's
Just
actually
all smiles.
that's actually super sad. Anyway, moving on.
So as he's going, after he's going through the speech, he's literally like, he's insinuating that Marge ran him over and starts winking at her. And just like,
Stop winking
at me.
God, Homer's stupid.
Yeah. Kind of.
Kind of.
You gotta love it though.
They after the funeral, they head back home, and on their door it says, "I know what you did." So this is obviously a spoof of "I Know What You Did Last Summer."
Which is a spoof of Scream.
Yeah,
Pretty
Essentially, yeah.
much, man.
I hear the movie is nothing like the book.
It's
No.
actually a really it's if you really boil it down to it, it's a really shitty movie.
yeah.
But no,
Really?
like I heard the book that it was based on. Like the movie is nothing like it. Like I hear the author was just like, why did you even use my title?
Yeah, it like I'm sure like some of the backbone stuff is there because it's an interesting concept that's literally thrown into the mix of the worst of worst teen, Degrassi drama bullshit.
But do you know who wrote the screenplay for I Know What You Did Last Summer?
It was Kevin.
It was.
It was, and I'm not particularly happy that that was one of those things.
Wow,
I know
he wrote a bad screenplay?
Oh, he's wrote a couple bad screenplays.
Yeah, I know he has.
Dude, I'm okay to admit that there are some things of Kevin Williams that I don't like.
Yeah, Scream.
No, I Know What You Did Last Summer and Urban Legend.
And Scream.
No.
You didn't like Urban Legend?
That
was alright.
It was alright.
Here's my question. Did you read the book?
I Know What You Did Last Summer?
Yeah.
No, I did not.
Okay, do you
He
know what the book's
wrote-
about?
He wrote The Faculty. He wrote.
Wait,
Tingle,
really?
He was
Mrs.
awesome.
Tingle.
He wrote The
Nope.
Faculty.
Apparently, he did.
I heard that was a good
And-
movie.
Actually, and
Ooh,
what else did he
I
do?
did not know this.
Ooh.
What else?
He created Dawson's Creek.
That makes sense.
Really?
Oh, God damn it.
Cursed.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
The writer of Scream created Dawson's Creek.
That's
He
not-
also created The Following with Kevin Bacon. He created The Vampire Diaries.
Oh
almost
god, he
a
loves
Mark.
those
Money.
I'm
teen
big
dramas.
fucking money.
Teen dramas.
Big fucking money, man.
How do you
paycheck.
love this man?
And he created an anthology called Tell Me a Story.
I didn't particularly care for it. I mean, it's okay. It's very very disposable, horror movie. Honestly, it's a lot of drama for the sake of drama. There's nothing like it's over. It has none of the literally has all the worst qualities of everything that Zach hates about Scream is magnified within this. It's all drama and no fucking satire.
And in the sequel, you get Jack Black with dreadlocks.
Oh, God, why?
He does have a pretty cool death though. He gets killed by garden shears.
I've seen that in Friday the 13th.
It was pretty good. But that being said, it's like overly depressive. Like our lives are so hard, and it just drags.
It's teenage bullshit is what it
It
is.
just drags on like the guilt about it, and it was one of those things that could be good, but it was one of those things. I know that this is a producer fight. They were just wanted the teen drama and the teen angst, and Kevin could have took that concept and made it into something better. But they said
True.
we want a teen.
He did create Dawson's Creek, so are you sure that teen angst just didn't come from him?
It might have.
How old was he when he was writing this shit?
That's a good question.
20s and 30s.
20s, I believe. 30s, what the fuck's wrong with you?
Because he actually wrote the screenplay for I Know What You Did Last Summer before he wrote Scream, but he couldn't sell it.
No, that was Killing Mrs. Tingle.
No, I was just reading the IMDb trivia, and it was also I Know What You Did
Oh,
Last
okay.
Summer.
So that I know that Killing Mrs. Tingle was like his first script.
Killing Mrs. Tingle?
And
It's actually called Teaching Mrs. Tingle Now.
He was
Weird.
31 when Scream was released.
Oh, God.
Yeah. So, but
Get over it, Zach.
One day.
Scream's a good movie.
dude,
Sure
let it go.
is.
Yeah, but I Know What You Did Last Summer though is just
Oh, dude.
it's just all the drama and like over depressive drama with none of the
I
satire
only
and none of
watched
the
it.
fun.
I only watched it because Jennifer loved you. That was.
Well,
like,
I mean, well,
that was pretty much it. I had a big crush on her as a
that'll
kid.
do you.
That's okay. I'll give David that. At least he had a legitimate reason.
That was pretty much it.
That was a great Family Guy joke too, by the way.
It was.
Yes.
So,
Anyway,
David,
so what happened?
Moving on, what happens?
So after that, the town people, like Chief Wiggum, Mo, are like staring at them.
The twins
suspiciously.
are
The
just staring at him in there.
They're like jump roping while they're staring at them.
I wonder what movie that's from.
Yeah, they enter the home, and every square inch of the walls, couches, have the
I know what you did last
I
summer.
know what you did.
Or I know what you did, not last summer.
Yeah.
I know what you did.
I know what you did. They're screaming. They notice a guy in a cloak riding it. They scream, run out into the car.
Which is literally the fucking costume from I Know What You Did Last Summer.
Yeah, exactly. He's got the hook and everything. They run out of the house. They get in the car. They drive off. Homer begs God if God loves them.
If you truly love me, you'll save me.
You'll
Car
save
goes
me.
on empty.
Dope.
Obviously, they get out of the car because the guy in the cloak's approaching.
Don't forget, Homer suggests there are hiding places.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Marge, go to the abandoned carnival. Lisa, pet cemetery. Bart, spooky roller disco.
Let's just go.
And I'll go skinny dipping in the lake where the sexy teens got killed 100 years ago tonight.
Oh Jesus.
How many
Christ.
references can we fit into this section?
The answer, a lot.
Go to
I kind of want to make a horror movie out of spooky roller disco now.
I want to make a horror movie at a Crystal Lake.
They already did that,
I
Zach.
already did it.
It's
No.
called Friday the 13th,
No.
Part 8. Jason Takes Manhattan.
Mark, you're going to love that one.
Oh, I'm
'Cause
sure.
that made Brandon's head hurt.
He hasn't seen that one?
He hasn't seen
Bro.
it. Brandon won. It was so funny watching Brandon just try to make sense of the movie.
Oh,
and I
yeah.
keep telling everybody.
And especially with the background I have. Because where does this one take place for the bulk of the movie?
On a ship. Yeah. Again, I will say this. I'm going to say this 1,000 times in the future. I fucking know this. With Friday the 13th, don't try to make sense of it.
So-
Your head will hurt, especially in Part 8.
Yeah, my head hurts now.
What happened next?
Guy with the cloak approaches. They realize it's Ned Flanders, and like, wait a minute, we thought you were dead. Well, you must be a zombie. He's like, no, you couldn't kill the undead. So he tells them the story of that night when they ran him over, and he got attacked by a werewolf. That was pretty much, he got bit by a werewolf.
They ran him over.
They ran him over. Then we cut back to them again, and full moon appears, and Ned Flanders turns into a werewolf.
A pretty vicious one, too.
Yeah.
The animation was pretty good there.
Yeah. Yeah, this segment had a lot of good animation. Like when it was spinning around, when Homer was doing the pointing thing, that was a good shot. And then when Werewolf Flanders is chasing Homer at the end, that was a really good shot.
Yeah.
The use of shadows with the when all the words appeared on their wall, that was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's a lot of good stuff with that, you know, and a shit ton of references, man.
Oh, yeah. So,
Shit ton of references.
Homer says, I think, run, but Marge and the kids are already like,
No, it was when he changed. Flanders slobbered all over.
Oh, yeah.
Homer was like, "Hey, I want the news, not the weather. Hey, Marge, did you hear me zing Werewolf Flanders?" And he just looks over, and Marge and the kids are just already running.
Whoops.
whoops.
And
Ned Flanders attacks him
And
and
eats
starts
him.
eating him, and Homer taunts him while Ned's eating him. He says, "Well, your head or your eyes
Your
are bigger
eyes
than
are
your
bigger
stomach."
than your stomach, eh, Wolfie? And that just provokes him even more.
Yeah, it's pretty fun.
I'd probably do that too.
Yeah.
This is a pretty fun episode.
Yeah, this is a fun segment.
Yeah. So, number 2.
Number 2, we have Desperately Zeking Xena.
So the episode starts out with on Halloween night with the kids, all the kids from the school entering the school to go get all their candy checked through an airport X-ray. Chief Wiggum is there checking candy and clearly missing a bunch of shit. Razor blades.
He doesn't miss it. He points it out.
And then
he
lets
just
it
doesn't
go.
care.
Syringes and razor blades and all kinds of white chocolate. So plenty of things.
I'm just gonna ask: does anybody actually like white chocolate?
Not particularly.
I like white
don't.
chocolate.
No.
I do.
Not really.
Reese's white chocolate, I like.
Dude, I was always more of a dark
Like
chocolate.
Same.
white chocolate and
But
peanut
that's
butter? That sounds nasty to me.
Actually,
Dude,
really good.
Reese's cups are fantastic.
Yeah.
Look,
The white chocolate
white
ones are
chocolate
good.
is just.
There's just it's something about it. It just
It's
tastes
not
off.
good. Yeah.
I think
Like
it
dark
tastes
chocolate
weird.
tastes
Yeah.
phenomenal. Milk chocolate tastes good. White chocolate is like.
Because it's not actually chocolate.
It's not real chocolate.
It may as well not
It's
be.
not.
The
I forget what it's called, but
It's-
it's
yeah,
definitely
I
not
know it.
chocolate.
Lies
but
and
people
slander?
Pretty
yes.
much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like that, everybody. Yes, pretty much.
I mean, that's how it tastes too.
It tastes like fucking lies and slander.
Dude. It's like
That's
fucking-
what it tastes like.
It reminds me of like some Ron Swanson quotes and everything else. I hate 2 things: lying and skim milk, which is water lying about being milk. So they continue to get everything checked, and of course the bully tries to force his huge sleeping bag worth of candy inside of the X-ray machine. The X-ray machine is overloaded and shoots out a bunch of nuclear rays and hits Lisa and Bart. Lisa gets knocked into
The bleachers.
The giant bleachers, gets crushed, but they all realize that she has super strength and she quickly gets out of it. And then Bart says, well, I got hit too. Like, I wonder what I got. And he has stretchy powers, which is pretty cool. And he ends up doing a few pranks here and there. But
I'm really surprised we didn't get a dick joke in there at any point.
we get an ass joke later, so
Yeah.
that's about as
That
good
one was
as-
just weird.
That was weird. So they decide that they're going to fight crime together. And they do various tasks. They fight some robbers. Bart helps Homer get a watch out of some pipes in a toilet. And then they come across their first supervillain, which is the Collector. Which
Played
is,
by comic book guy.
pretty much, it's comic book guy, and everybody knows it. Comic book guy ends up kidnapping several different of his favorite fan fiction characters. One being Zenith Princess Warrior, played by, what is the actress? that
Lucy
played-
Lawless.
Lucy Lawless.
Yes.
Who is absolutely gorgeous. That is
Even now.
actually, when I was a kid, I used to. My dad traveled a lot, so I actually watched. When he would come back, we would eat frozen Reese's on an ugly green couch. We would watch Star Trek Next Gen, Hercules, the TV show, and Zenith Princess Warrior. And everybody wonders why I'm a nerd. And that was my starting into nerdy television. So, and then
Sure.
also too, we would watch the remastered version of the original Star Wars trilogy as well. So that we should switch off between those two. Zach, get
It
over
makes
it.
me happy, but you also still disappoint me.
Dude, get over it. I can
Choose one.
I can like both.
You cannot be a Trekkie.
I can like both.
No, you can't.
Fuck it.
Nope.
It's 2020.
I don't give a shit.
Let it go, bro.
They're the first one I met that liked both.
Because I consider them two different things. One is
One is good, one is shit.
one is science fantasy and one is science fiction.
Dude,
Two
Star Wars
different
is
genres.
science fiction. It's
It
just
is-
in a galaxy far, far away.
Dude, it might as well. It's the space wizards, motherfucker.
Look, in a galaxy far, far away, there's science to it.
We're getting off topic.
Trust
Anyway,
me.
so Zenith is at a convention, and then the Collector goes ahead and kidnaps her, leading to a very hilarious joke where he picks her up by a giant magnet, which is a breastplate, and she is attempting to undress it, untangle it, or whatever, unknot it, to slip out. And then
Okay.
there's a bunch of nerds with a bunch of cameras, camcorders, so on and so forth, ready to see her topless. And then she's like, "Nope, not doing that." She ends up getting kidnapped. And then the Collector has several different nerdy characters in giant, they're comic book covers.
Mylar bags.
Mylar bags, but they're, yeah.
He has Doctor Who, Yasmin Bleeth, the robot from Lost in Space, Matt Groening himself.
Can anybody point out which Doctor Who? Because I don't know which one.
Tom Baker.
And Jasmine Bleeth.
I don't know how I know that.
I was actually surprised because I know none of us really watch the show. Like I watched it for a bit. Like I know two of them.
Never seen an episode of Doctor Who.
Neither have I. That is one of those nerd things that I've just kind of sidestepped.
My wife's a big fan of that. And,
yeah, dude. It was one of those things I just never cared to get
A
involved.
good friend of mine is a huge fan, and my sister fucking loves it as well.
Kind of annoying. Every season is a new fucking Doctor Who. It's fucking annoying. I'm not dealing with that shit.
So they end up. Lisa and Bart show up to go ahead and fight the Collector. The Collector ends up defeating them, and they're about to be dropped into what was that he was going to drop them into? Lucite. Thank you. And he begins to propose to Zenith, and he says, "You may call me a couple."
Have you been calling her Zenith?
Xena?
I've been hearing Zenith.
Yeah, same here.
Zenith.
Bad habit. I don't know.
That's a TV.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that is actually TV.
Well, there's going to be a bunch of people to get Mark's shit now.
I don't care.
This motherfucker!
Please direct all angry comments to Mark and not at Midwest Horror Network.
Yeah.
You know, dude, as long as people are commenting, I don't really care.
Yeah, that is true.
Yeah, fair.
So, I'll take you know what? Any press is good press.
Not really. I disagree with that statement.
What are you going to do? Anyway.
He's Italian.
There's
He doesn't
some
have
press
standards.
I would prefer not to have.
I agree.
Yeah, I suppose so. I can think of a few things.
Yeah.
Anything in Terror Firmer. Anyway. So she distracts him just long enough to grab his lips. She literally says, "Hey, why don't you give me a kiss?" And she grabs his lips and then throws him around and ends up defeating him. And then they go ahead and rescue Bart and Lisa, and then he gets tossed into the chemical. What was it again? Lucite.
All because he gave up on life for opening the limited edition Episode 1 Darth Maul lightsaber.
No, it's lost its value.
Fuck that.
Dude,
I got so many of those things as a kid.
Yeah.
dude, what's the
badass
point?
lightsaber,
You gotta
though.
play with it, man.
I still have those damn things.
So do I. They're fucking
God,
awesome.
I fucking love my lightsabers.
Wow, we really,
Yeah, we're nerds.
dude. That joke from the last Simpsons episode is still running deep, man. I've wasted my life. That joke was so fucking funny. So anyway, they go ahead and do that, and then they end up flying away, and thus concludes this particular episode. It was actually a really fun episode. I laughed quite a few times. There were certainly a lot of good nerd jokes that were happening. It was a lot of fun. Definitely a good segment. I'm gonna remember it. I'm gonna remember it far more than the last episode that we watched.
I enjoyed it too. I don't think I liked it as much as the first segment.
Fair enough.
This one definitely leaned a lot away from the horror. Like if it wasn't for the Halloween opening, I would almost say, why is this in here?
Yeah.
Yeah, I get that.
It's still good, but it is an odd.
It is. It's like far more.
It's an odd choice of story for a Halloween episode.
It really is.
I
I mean,
get
they got the superpowers and everything, but it doesn't feel like a horror episode at all. You just have
Nah.
you have
Yeah.
the first minute and a half of Halloween, and that's it.
It's the fact that they were able to do something crazy that they can't do in the regular show.
Yeah.
Is the reason why it's in here.
Yeah, absolutely. No, and I get it. I certainly get it. It was an
Yeah.
opportunity for them to try something new.
And I think it worked.
You know, maybe if comic book guy's skin would have like deformed or something like that, that would have been cool. But
yeah.
The end of Battlestar Galactica.
I will have
Yeah,
the
because
most
I mean,
awesome death
considering that
ever.
the first segment ended with us hearing Homer getting mauled, and then the next one ends with, we'll get to that. Yeah, I feel like they could have done something a bit more graphic with this. I don't know. It was good, but it does feel like, considering that it's a Halloween episode, that there are some missed opportunities
It
here.
doesn't really feel like it belongs.
Yeah, it is definitely the odd duck of this trio.
Again, it's not bad, but it just doesn't feel like it's proper.
I agree with you. I do feel like it doesn't belong, but I understand why it's there.
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm back with David, who said like this was just an opportunity for them to do it because it was you. That they wouldn't be able to normally do this within the season. So I get that.
Yeah.
I get that opportunity.
It's missing something. Definitely out of place.
But I definitely enjoyed it. It was a fun episode.
That was fun.
Yeah.
I think.
Right. Any other thoughts on this one before we move on?
No.
All right. Finally, Zach, tell us about our final segment of this episode. Life's a glitch and then you die.
So this takes place literally minutes before Y2K is going to happen. So everybody's at the TV waiting for the little ball to drop. Everybody's saying all the bugs and glitches in every computer have been fixed, which is literally fucking impossible. So screw you. Anyways.
The plot needs to happen, Zach.
Fair. Homer is just like, yeah, I didn't do anything, and everybody's just like, wait, you didn't fix all the bugs and glitches at the nuclear power plant? No.
Whoops.
And then Lisa goes on, but if you didn't do that, then the whole world's going to end because everything's going to glitch and this network's going to spread a virus and everything's going to go to hell. And then Homer just responds with, Lisa, that's insane. If something like that were to actually happen, I would be terrified right now. Ball starts to drop and everything like that. It says 1999 on the counter, and as soon as it hits 0, it goes back to 1990?
And then
1900.
I mean 1900.
And then
sure.
Dick Clark dissolves
into a robot.
And then,
not even a Terminator. It would have been cool if it was a Terminator, but no, it was just a freaking robot.
No.
And then every electrical device just short circuits, explodes, or just completely stops.
It kind of becomes a maximum overdrive situation.
No,
this is what Maximum Overdrive should have been.
The concept of machines killing us.
Yeah.
And becoming
but this
sentient.
wasn't even really machines killing people. This was just shit not working or just randomly exploding.
There were machines killing them.
To a small degree.
Like the waffle iron.
The waffle iron
traffic
was
lights were shooting lasers.
There's that.
Yeah.
There is that.
So,
the razor that Homer gave to Marge that attacked her.
Oh, you mean the fucking digital vibrating razor? Yeah.
Yeah.
It attacks Marge's neck and then just, decides to shave the freaking grass for I don't know, whatever. So yeah, they're walking away from church, everything's still exploding. The street lights are shooting lasers because, logic.
Oh, and then the copy machine also swallows up Nelson.
It did?
Yeah.
Oh, I missed that. And then they find Krusty hanging in a bush because, he has a pacemaker apparently, and it's having him do the hummingbird, so his arms are moving really, really fast, and he needs to drink his weight in, maple syrup?
Nectar.
Nectar, there you
and
go.
I'm actually kind of impressed that by flapping his arms, he was able to kind of fly
for a good
just like
10 seconds,
yeah.
and then it just stops, and okay, well, it stops. He doesn't die, but
they think he dies.
Yeah, they think he died, and they find this top secret envelope on it that takes them to these rockets that are going to go to Mars. So they go to these rockets, and it's just like, is your name on the list? And then Homer comes up with some dumbass excuse or name, and then Lisa's just like, no, we're the Simpsons. That's Homer, that's Bart, and that's my mom, and I'm Lisa. Guy goes, oh, Lisa, good. We're glad you're here. You're the maintenance inspector or whatever. Proofreader, there you go. And the guy's just like, all right, well, you have to make a very difficult decision. You can only choose one parent. Mom. Without a hint of regret. So they get on the ship, they leave, and then Homer's just like, I want you to remember me just as I am, just with pure vengeful rage inside. So yeah, Homer and Bart start walking. You lived a full life, right, Bart? Bart gives him that depressing look. Oh. And then they find another missile that's just, plain. Rocket, whatever. And, so cool, no one's guarding it. We could get on it, fucking leave. Both the rockets launch, and it's just, okay, we made it. And then they start noticing that a bunch of, really, kind of hated celebrities or mock celebrities are all on here.
There's
and it's
Ross Perot, Spike Lee, Tanya Harding, Tom Arnold, Pauly Shore.
Al Sharpton.
So, and then they realize they missed Mars and they're heading directly for the sun. The other rocket went to Mars. They're going to the sun. And then Rosie O'Donnell starts singing. The whole rocket just starts singing. Homer's just like, I don't want to live anymore. Get to the sun. Bart's like, don't worry, we'll be dead in 5 minutes. Fuck that, it's too late, and hits the eject button.
That's leading to the best
and
joke.
Proceeds to kill themselves. Their heads explode in space, and you just hear this collective, ah.
Followed by 2 loud pops.
Oh man,
Roll credits.
that is the.
That was fucking hilarious.
Yeah, that was great.
That broke Zach for a few minutes. when
I
we
haven't
watched
heard
it.
a Rosie O'Donnell joke in fucking forever. That was great.
You know something insane that like there's a whole group of like teenagers right now that don't know what the fuck Y2K is.
Y2K,
Oh, yeah.
Rosie O'Donnell. Some people know who Tanya Harding is thanks to the I, Tanya movie that came out a while ago. But
Tom Arnold.
yeah.
Tom Arnold, Pauly
That
I'm
Shore,
definitely not gonna know.
the
Yeah,
Polly
Pauly
fucking Shore, man.
Pauly Shore.
Jesus.
Tom Arnold's like, we should work together. We should do a show together.
Which,
Oh,
even as a kid, I was like, what show? You're heading into the sun.
Even as a kid, Brandon's using logic just like, the fuck are you doing? I like that. I can just picture a tiny Brandon just like, what are you doing?
with all the other stuff that I just didn't care about in these Halloween episodes, that is the one logic gap that has always bugged me.
it's Pauly Shore and Tom Arnold.
Rosie fucking Donald, man.
That is all you need to know.
Jesus Christ.
Courtney Love was on there too.
Courtney
Oh,
fucking.
yeah.
Oh, that was great.
Celebrities that people who were born 10 years ago do not know
Oh,
about.
they had no idea. Like, oh man.
Who are these people?
Dude, some of the, like, I think we.
loves fall.
Hold on. Well, back in episode 2, we made this thing. Like, some of these jokes are going to be very time specific, and some of them are just going to be timeless.
This was a very time-specific one.
And actually, this is
But it
interesting.
still worked for us.
Oh, it's still worked for us.
It's clearly... We were alive then.
Yeah, that's true. And
We saw Y2K and remember it.
I remember it kinda.
Yeah.
How do I remember it better than you did?
I have no idea.
remember
You
it
were
was people-
older!
People were making like a big deal out of it.
Yeah.
As
I
always.
think it's because my dad was like, "This is a bunch of bullshit. Don't worry about it."
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
And
Here's the thing. I don't remember anybody ever being scared of it, though. That's the thing.
There was people
There was a
scared of
lot
it.
of
Oh,
There
I'm
was
sure
people-
there were. But, like,
Dude,
my
there's
general
one-
circle, I was just... No one gave a
There was
shit.
people on that day like locked in a church. Like that was
Oh,
that
dude,
bad.
Dude, they bought they had a huge bunker business
Yeah.
back then. Like then the last episode, like that was a legitimate business.
Okay, hang on, wait, I got it. Okay, so Y2K was essentially our 2012.
Yes.
Pretty much.
Yeah,
Yes.
essentially.
Yes.
Just probably on a more amplified level. I think 2012 was a little tame compared to what I hear. Because nobody's making jokes
I
about
don't
2012.
know. Like, I remember way more people afraid of 2012 than I knew people who are afraid of Y2K.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
I feel like I hear more Y2K jokes than I have 2012 jokes. Like, 2012 jokes came during 2012,
Yeah.
sure. Like, I remember as soon as 2012 hit,
Like,
all the
I'm
fucking
not
memes
telling
on
the jokes.
Facebook
Like,
were going.
like, if I were to count how many people I've met who are legitimately afraid of Y2K, and then count the people I've met who are legitimately afraid of 2012, I know way more who are afraid of 2012. I know people who were afraid of the world ending on that day in 2012.
I feel like it's because we were older for the 2012 bit than we
That
were
might
for the
be it.
Y2K.
Yeah.
Because we were still kids at the time,
There's
so
that.
we wouldn't pay attention as much.
And also too, there was way more humor around Y2K than anything. It became like a farce because so many people were buying bunkers and and buying year supply worth of. It's
maybe
the same
it,
shit that
maybe
happened
maybe it
with the-
was just like a small amount of people, but that small amount of people amassed for some big jokes.
Oh yeah,
That might be what
absolutely.
it
And
is.
it was just the behavior of what was going on and how people were reacting was so over the top that it was very much like now with the toilet paper thing. If everybody's making jokes about that,
Yeah.
that's how it
Yeah.
was with Y2K.
Funny enough, I think my first the funniest thing I've ever seen with Y2K was the Family Guy episode.
I don't remember.
First chicken fight.
Yeah.
Jeez.
The show me potato salad.
Yep. Yeah.
The
I
whole
remember.
Twinkie thing.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah.
Bill Clinton touching Hillary's tit.
I don't remember.
He sees the nuke go off in the window. Oh fuck it! Come here, Hillary.
First time, huh, Bill?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, I just remember a lot. Yeah, it was a lot more jokes going on. And I just remember, I specifically remember my dad being like, it's a bunch of bullshit. Don't worry about it. He was in the airlines and like, they had made several plans to make sure that nothing did happen. I remember watching a documentary on it. There was an actual Congress, a congressional committee. And there was a guy who was a tech guy who was in charge of that. And he's like, yeah, we did a lot of work beforehand to make sure that everything made the transition because there was concern. But even him, he's like, yeah, it would have sucked, but it wouldn't have been like apocalyptic like people thought it was. He's like, people just dragged that out. Like, he's like, we may have had some plane crashes, we may have had some computers down had we not done the work, but to say that it was going to be the end of the world was way overdone.
Yeah.
Way overdone.
I wonder if there are any flights that are just like, not through this time.
No, probably, I don't know. Who the hell knows? But
You know what I would have done if I were a pilot? I'd be like, yeah, I'll do this flight at an increased rate.
always the capitalist, Brandon. But yeah, it was a funny episode. Like,
Yeah.
It was a funny episode. I think it's like
The
it's
ending was fucking hysterical.
I think it's kind of nice that at least like it's seeming like there's at least one of the sections that works for me. Like it may not be all of them, but at least one of them really lands and lands well. I don't walk into an episode feeling like, oh god, like all of these were they just dragged ass. But at least one in every single episode actually worked.
I know what's coming in a few handfuls of episodes.
Oh, okay. I'm going to regret what I just said. But you know what's something funny, though? It was just my imagination, or did this feel fast?
This episode?
Yeah, this episode. Yeah. It felt quick.
It was actually a really well-paced episode.
Yeah, like nothing about this felt like it dragged.
Yeah,
like it was very quick.
The last episode we did, Treehouse of Horror 9, like even though that one had a lot of jokes, like I even said in it, I laughed a lot, but I still felt like it was kind of just dragging its feet in a way.
I feel like you guys are on drugs. That's still my favorite episode so far.
Yeah, we got the howling thing
I like
going
that
on.
episode better than this episode.
Yeah, I agree.
9's better than 10 overall.
I like 10
Only
more
because
than
the
9.
second segment of this episode feels like it's just kind of out of place. I think I would love it if it was its own. Like,
Yeah.
Did it
episode.
feel out of
That
place?
would be really
Yes, but I feel like they did more with this premise than the last episode's second segment did with their premise.
Yeah.
I disagree. I really did enjoy the second episode. Like the Itchy and Scratchy cartoon was really good.
Yeah, I enjoy that one better than this second segment.
Yeah, I don't know about that. I think I was with I think I'm more with Brandon on what he said about the last one, which was like I don't think they did enough with
it felt
that
more
concept.
of a Halloween episode than
Yeah.
And I get it.
It
Like I get that the second episode was like it felt out of place, but it was still a good episode. I'm not gonna take.
Yeah, I'm not gonna
take the quality of it because it felt.
Nobody's
out of
saying
place.
that it was a bad
Yeah.
segment. I'm just saying that it just didn't belong. It's true. We're doing Treehouse of Horror.
This was not horror at all.
Nothing.
It was funny, but
Nothing. There was no element of horror in there or Halloween.
So any
Besides the
last
first.
thoughts on this segment before we do our recap?
No.
No, that last joke was fucking funny.
yeah, suicide is always hilarious.
Sure. As we learned from Lethal Weapon. That's another Simpsons joke. When Homer meets Mel Gibson.
Oh yeah.
And he's saying, movies are important. Lethal Weapon taught us suicide was funny. Homer, that's not really what I was going for. Before Lethal Weapon 2, I didn't know there could be a bomb in my toilet, but now I check every time. Movies really mean that much to you?
Hey, Zach.
There are two types of Mel Gibson jokes depending on what show you watch.
That's true. No. What did they say?
Yeah.
Which also, in the line for the Mars ship, you do see Mel Gibson.
Of course.
Ron Howard was also in there.
Oh my god.
Mark McGuire was in there.
Fucking.
That is pretty great. The Zach, I was thinking about the Tom Hanks joke from Family Guy. Tom Hanks was crazy funny. I have AIDS.
Oh, that.
Tom Hanks, funny guy.
Yeah, that was from Philadelphia.
Yeah.
Oh, God, I love
It was okay.
Is it okay?
It's an early 1990s drama.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Not as good as Jonathan Demme's previous movie as director, Silence of the Lambs.
Oh no.
Yeah,
Sounds
ain't
like
gonna
Lambs
happen.
is the shit. The anyway.
But yeah, Tom Hanks actually won back-to-back Best Actor Oscars, Philadelphia and Forrest Gump.
And he was also nominated again for Castaway, but he didn't win.
Yeah.
Like I think
Really?
I think people would have lost their shit if he got a triple if he got a triple crown.
But that wasn't 3 years in a row, though. Castaway was 2000.
Okay.
Yeah, Forrest Gump was 94. Philadelphia was 93.
I
He was also nominated for Saving Private Ryan.
Was that 95?
That was 98.
Oh, I thought I could have sworn
His
he got-
95 movie was Apollo 13, but he was not nominated for it.
Oh, okay. I could have sworn he had an opportunity to have a trifecta.
Goddamn Private Ryan was such a great fucking movie.
It is.
I love that movie to death.
So, funniest moment of this episode.
Uh,
Is anybody not going with that final moment?
I'm not going with that final.
What are you
Ooh,
going
David.
with? Oh, what are you going with?
Throwing
Our
it-
own personal
throwing
Judas. What are
in,
you going for?
Flanders off the roof and Maud missing it. That was the funniest.
Yeah,
moment
that was
for me.
pretty fucking
That was
hilarious. There's actually a lot of good ones in this. But yeah, I'm gonna go with suicide.
Yeah.
Anything that involves dying just makes me laugh.
Dude, that was just,
Because I'm a morbid piece of shit.
your words, not ours.
Sex works
I
not
do also
represented.
like the various hiding places in the first segment,
Yeah, that was funny.
especially Spooky Roller Disco.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys really did enjoy the spooky roller disco.
It's that little music beat that they
Yeah.
had when they cut to it.
The
That did it for us.
yeah, that was a funny. There was a couple funny bits in that. And the whole thing too with Xena Princess Warrior with the
Yeah, the top.
the top
Yeah.
of the man.
Mark and Xena, Warrior Princess.
Sorry.
God
Xena
damn, Mark,
coming.
you're fucking up left and right today.
The
Fuck you!
fucking you 2 times. But no, Suicide by Space is pretty fucking hilarious.
Yeah. All right. What about scariest, creepiest, or grossest moment? I liked the writing on the wall in the first segment. I thought that was a very well animated with the lightning effects and everything. I think that was a very effective horror type moment. Like that was probably the closest this episode came to having that horror vibe to it.
Sure.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That was pretty good. The and then also it was funny, but it was also kind of disturbing of Homer getting eaten.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
was gonna pick that one.
Yeah, and Werewolf Flanders was very vicious
Very
looking.
creepy, vicious.
It was great. It was great animation.
Yeah.
I'm gonna agree with you guys on the Flanders bit at the end.
All right, fair enough.
Least favorite segment.
Second. for me.
Second.
Second.
I'm gonna go with a second on there, and that's just
Yeah.
by default. I liked it, but
Yeah, I liked it. There
but-
wasn't
but-
a single bad one in this
No.
one.
But again, you've always said it.
Yeah.
Like there is always going to be one that we have to pick as our least favorite.
we only have 3 to choose from.
Correct. It's it's going to happen either way.
Like I said, if this was like an actual whole episode, it would be really freaking awesome.
Yeah.
'Cause it was great.
Yeah.
It just didn't fit.
It is
just
the odd man out
Yeah.
in the Treehouse of Horror.
Which is sad. It was a huge missed opportunity there, but
Oh yeah, it was a fun
Um,
episode.
Favorite segment.
Third.
First one.
third.
First one.
That's actually tough. I think I would have a tough time doing deciding
Yeah.
between the
I-
first and the third one.
It's just
I
that joke
will
at the
say-
end really saved it for me.
Dude,
I will say I like the first segment a lot more now than I used to.
I'm going to go with the third one just because there's a lot of good pop culture references in there
Why
that I
is-
really did appreciate.
Why is that, Brandon?
Like I'm trying to remember what I thought about it when I was a kid, but I don't know. Like I always liked the second one a lot as a kid, and the third one has always been my favorite of this episode. But yeah, I guess now that I'm older, it's like there are a lot of things in the animation,
Yeah.
and now that we're actually dissecting it in a discussion right now, it's like yeah, this one did have a lot of funny moments in it. So it actually holds up a lot. It's a very simple one, and maybe that's why I didn't think about it much when I was younger. But there's a lot of beauty in that simplicity.
Yeah, that's what I said in the beginning. Is like it's a really short one, but it was, it was great.
Short, sweet, and to the point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dig that.
Cool. All right. Well, that is it for Simpsons Treehouse of Horror 10. Thank you for listening. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that like button. If you like what you heard, be sure to check us out at Midwest Horror Network on YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, and
Slasher. And also, to make sure that you never miss a beat with us, go ahead and press that little bell button so you always get notified about all of our great new and continuing content, including our great narrative show, Living Nightmares, where we go ahead and tell you very scary, true stories about horrifying experiences that have happened to people. Also, our great show, Screaming Room, where we dissect, watch, view, react to some great lesser-known horror movies. And also check out Zach's show, Let's Play a Game, where Zach checks out all of the awesome horror video games that are out there, plays it, and reacts to it. Thank you so much. And, of course, tell your aunts, brothers, sisters, uncles, best friends all about our awesome channel, the Midwest Horror Network. Thank you for listening. We'll see you tomorrow on the Treehouse of Horror.
happy October 10th.